In my life as a design professional, I've had the opportunity to do so many different homes, which range in different sizes, styles, and that's primarily because people have different incomes and they live in different regions. But by the time that my wife and I moved to the Southwest, we found that the income disparity was so great that I had to focus on designing more quality, smaller lifestyles. And what I found interesting yet is discouraging is that when I'm creating ADUs in the state of California, I found that an ADU usually rents for $2,000 a month. That's primarily because the homeowners need to charge for the construction and the materials, and let's face it, they're built to help pay for their mortgages and their investments. So if you're renting out here, how can you afford to have your own place these days? And what if you want to build? Where do you start? Well, I found a guy on a channel that I feel will give you a kickstart to live while you expand and create a home. That's Randy from Incredible Tiny Homes. He caught my attention when I was browsing through the internet during the pandemic, and I had to go and visit him while he was in the area. Here's what I would call a very good, maybe a perfect example of how we can apply the principle of Metoga.
All right. 3.5 hour drive to check these guys out. You got a normal, then you have an off-grid. All right.
I think I seen you on TV.
Yeah, this is Randy. Yes.
Oh, Randy.
Hey, how are you, buddy?
All right, I'm Ace.
Nice to meet you.
All right.
Yeah.
This is what I'm here to look at.
Oh,
So-
really?
Sorry.
You come here to look at us.
Yeah.
Awesome. This is our 16. That's our 20.
All
You been
right.
watching the videos?
Yeah.
You seen my trek trying to get here?
Yeah. I saw.
All right.
How you doing?
All right. This here is the 16 by 20 Incredibox. And it has a full bathroom with a nature's head toilet. And it has a loft. The part that caught my attention is that it starts at an 8-foot plate. This is for my Metoga people. Has an 8-foot plate and it finishes at a 10-foot plate. So therefore you start off with a vault. It makes it feel like a larger space. And it has a double loft in this scenario right here. Pardon me, guys. And it also has tankless water heater, which probably for this size space is way more than what's necessary, which is great. You can always have more than what you need. They're using a small refrigerator, but you can use an apartment-sized refrigerator in here. And they're utilizing it as partially closet slash refrigerator space. A nature hood toilet, nature's head. The chargers over here in the bathroom area. I'm getting a feel for the space. Then this is a 36 shower, which is more than enough. And I believe this is sitting at a 6'8" head. Now, 6'8", that's when we start talking about anthropometrics. So from a term of anthropometrics, then this, if I can stand in it, then it's more than enough. They have a standard window. They have egress window on the end. And the same material is preset for, it is preset to bring about the electrical. I believe they're running the electrical on raised panels, which is a great idea. That way you do not tear up the structure. And so they establish the thickness of the doors by framing out the interior. So, 160. Okay. I'm going to talk a little more about this later. Okay, this is the interior and it is measuring according to my laser. Let's see. I have 7 foot 7'5". Let's see, let me double check and do that again. 7'9" and 31-32. That's 7'10". Okay. And 19'9". So take that and figure in that space, and this is extremely comfortable. They got them a winner here. So, you know, a while back there was a movement, and that movement was the tiny house movement, because they were not readily accepted, and most people couldn't distinguish them between RVs and that whole portion of the industry. The cities eventually gave in, primarily because a few strong-minded people went through the trouble to make them legal by way of the International Residential Code. What I'm looking at right now here is what's called the Appendix AQ. The Appendix AQ, this is the 2023 version, gives all of the parameters for building a tiny house. I did find that when I looked at the Incredibox in Quartzite, that it pretty much fit the description of everything, and I felt it's a really good start. As you can look right here, it's not very big or extensive, but they have some really good rules, as you would see in a normal home. I'm going to use this portion right here and use kind of a double-barreled approach to creating what I think will be a decent tiny home. The one that I'm looking at is around 316 square feet with a little portion in the middle. Now, as I was creating this, I looked on the YouTube the other day, and I just discovered that somebody did almost exactly the same thing. But I feel that I should show this anyway because it's a good example. You can actually live pretty good within 300 square feet if you play the game right. Now, according to this, as far as the Appendix AQ, it's 400 square feet and under. And so I've done ADUs for that, and I find that they're very comfortable. So I think that this is a good approach. So this is a pretty good example of what we can do.
Two off-grid units at $25,000 a piece, with about a $5,000 transition in the middle. It can be done. This is Metoga.